And we live. Morning, everybody. It's Saturday, the 22nd of June, just after 7. We just finished our amazing ladies meeting from 6 till 7 every Saturday morning. And boy, was this not a hot topic. It was super, super amazing to hear all of that pain and confusion and everything else. And I've got with me yet Tabitha, as always. Morning, Tabitha.
Morning, Kenneth. Morning to all the viewers. So great to be able to be with you again. It's been a few weeks that we haven't been able to have our session, but I'm so grateful to be here this morning. And once again, this morning was just sure. I think everybody can see it's not as if we're jumping up and down today. Kenneth, today was a hard topic and a topic that I think touches everybody. Every marriage, every relationship. We chatted this morning about intimacy. In a relationship and having intimacy with a partner who battles with sexual addiction. And yeah, it was hard to hear the woman's hearts and to hear where they are at. And on one hand, they are so longing to have a great physical, emotional relationship with their partners, but some of them are, they have barriers up. They just cannot see light at the end of this tunnel, and then also just feeling so overwhelmed with the opinions of so many. If you give your husband more sex, he won't watch porn. If you do what he wants, you won't watch porn. If you available, he won't watch porn. If you submit, he won't watch porn. And that just breaks my heart that there's such a misconception in society today of how sexual addiction affects so many marriages and families, And I get so angered many times when people, ask about the stopping. They're like, but doesn't every man do it? Doesn't every man watch porn, And then there's this rage that comes up inside of me. And I'm just like, no, not every man watch porn. So I know people who have been who've not watched porn for 4,000 days at least, so I mean, obviously, shout out to all the men on your program, Kenneth, who are just working hard every single day. And I don't want to take away from their hard work and acknowledgement because they are working the program, they work in themselves, they understand the implications of this in their relationship. And I just want to shout out to all those men who are saying, I want to be honorable, I want to be a great husband, I want to be a great father, I want to view my wife the way God asked me to protect her, to shelter her, to be intimate with her, to let her know that she's beautiful and that she's incredible and that our relationship is more than just physical. So shout out to all those great men on the Grace Online program, doing their steps, doing their work. Like I'm forever thankful to those men who are making a stand in society to say, I will not use this as an excuse. But yeah, I don't know how you felt having to listen to 23 women this morning, Kenneth, sharing their stories and their view of, how hard this is. And some of them so emotional to say, you know what, I don't understand how he doesn't understand this is hurting me. I don't understand why he thinks this is me. So yeah, it would be great to hear your perspective on that this
Mm.
morning, Kenneth.
So one of the big moments in the session this morning that stood out for me, that hit me the hardest, threw me off actually a bit, was when one of the ladies said she was talking about crying after sexual contact,
Sure.
like being in a fetal position and just crying because of not the physical pain, the emotional
Mm,
loneliness. And I think this is a
mm,
common struggle. And acknowledging this was a massive, brave step. I couldn't believe that she said it. And I just want to thank that lady for being so transparent. I think it was soon after that where I said, like, maybe I need to be excused here. And all the ladies said, no, Kenneth, we want you here. It's very important that you hear this. Maybe because of the
mm,
position that I hold representing men. But that was a crazy story as well.
mm.
So it was just amazing to see how the lady's strength shined through. It was just evident how much that lady's uh, story resonated with everyone else
Mm,
in the meeting. There was another lady that spoke about her physical body just shutting down or just
mm,
shutting off, like I'm not like the body saying, I'm not going to allow this guy to come close to me ever again. So when he would
mm,
touch her, it would be like excruciatingly painful for her. Just a
mm,
light touch on her body because she's just had enough
mm,
of the abuse and the
mm,
pain and the rejection. Um, So I think what was paramount in this meeting this morning, Tabitha, was the huge amount of emotional and psychological safety that was present. Ladies were talking
Mm,
openly in my
mm,
presence. How many people were here this morning?
23.
23 people.
Mm,
And this is in the light of being emotionally, physically, psychologically abused. Ladies are starting
mm,
to open up and feeling safe.
mm,
And this is something that we need to address head on, is the fact that there is not any spaces where ladies can feel safe to talk about this stuff. And yet, Grace Online, that's exactly what we want to be creating, right?
mm. Yeah, no, I can't echo that more. I think for me, the space that we create for these women every Tuesday and Saturday morning, it's just come as you are. There's nothing that shocks us. I mean, there was one woman today that had the total opposite story to the lady that you were referring to that was just so brave. And she said, I would give it to my husband 4 times a day, and then all of a sudden, a very sad tragedy happened in their marriage where they were apart for a period. And then when they came back together, she just couldn't have that relationship with him anymore. And the fact that these two polar opposite ladies could come this morning and just one didn't feel like, oh, I can't share my story. People are going to think I'm like, I have an issue because I'm having sex 4 times a day. And then another lady's like, I don't even want him to touch me. And the fact that everybody can just share where they are at, that just shows the safety net that these women are under, that no one is feeling judged or that I can't say what I've done or where I'm at. And I want to encourage anybody out there today, if you are battling to find a safe space, please reach out to Kenneth. His WhatsApp number is on his screen today. This is a place where you can come and you can be where you're at. We meet you where you're at. And you know what? God is just so graceful and he's just so intentional. And I love that about our organization, that every lady is on their own road, but we're all cheering each other on. It's like the comrades, Kenneth. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. And there's ladies
Mm,
halfway and they like got their signs up and they're like, you're gonna make it. And I mean, I remember a lady who shared this morning just how the program has helped her and her husband. They're both in the program. They both wholeheartedly committed. Amazing couple. I love them. From the top of our heart, they're just incredible people. And she just shared at how they were both working their own recovery. And she always wondered how was it going to be being intimate with him again. That was a massive thing, and we had often discussed that. And I will never forget the morning she shared with, the ladies in her safe circle, that they had been intimate again. I mean, we were all like jumping up and down as if, she had won the lottery that morning, and afterwards I just laughed about it because I just thought to myself, imagine what people would think if they were asking me why I was acting like a 5-year-old doing like the happy dance, in my house. It's because a lady on our program had intimate, emotional, amazing sex with her husband. I mean, who celebrates that, But we celebrate that because we want people to be in healthy, happy relationships, because that is what people deserve. Every relationship deserves that. And, we want to fight for the ladies who aren't there. We want to fight with the ladies that are there. So, ladies, please, if that is you this morning, please reach out to Kenneth this morning. And if there's any guys out there that are just saying, I want more, I want a better relationship, I don't want to battle with this, you're also not alone. Kenneth and his team does phenomenal work. It's just about making that decision. So please reach out to us if this is you today, if this resonates with you. And we'd love to embrace you and just welcome you into this community of amazing women who are waiting there
mm,
to support you.
mm. Last thing I would like to add is we just maybe quickly need to touch on the role of sex in a healthy relationship. We spoke about that this morning
Yeah.
as well. So
Mm.
sex is not just about taking what you want from somebody.
Yes.
And Grace Line is certainly absolutely not anti-sex.
Yes.
But we are all about healthy, consensual, and loving intimacy.
Yes.
So Tabitha, thank you also for demonstrating and covering that so well. I think it's important for men to understand that this
Mm.
organization is not about anti-sex. We're not going to take your sexuality away. We're not going to try and
No.
suppress it. We're going to try and
Mm.
remove the stuff that is damaging your wife's heart. We're
Yes.
going to try to remove the stuff that is damaging your potential. And we would
Mm.
like you to rise and become the best version of yourself.
Mm.
So
Can I just
yeah,
say
I think
one thing before we end, Kenneth?
yes.
I know we're ending. I just want to say that if just from a woman's perspective where I am in a relationship where a man is emotionally, physically, and spiritually meeting my need. And I want to give hope to men today by sharing this, is that when you meet that need within your wife emotionally, I can't tell you the benefits that will come from that, because it's such an emotional thing for a woman. It creates safety. It creates, this guy loves me. He wants me. My husband appreciates me. I cannot, those people who have experienced that, and that's what we are advocating for, Kenneth, that husbands are meeting their wives emotionally, physically, and spiritually, because there's so much benefit in that. And if men could just understand that and meet their wives there, I can't begin to tell you the benefits that would unlock in your marriage, in your relationship, in your communication, because there's a safety that's created that no man can create. It's a spiritual and emotional thing that gets physically demonstrated through that safety. And I just want to share that with people today so that they know that there is these opportunities for this to be created. But it starts with yourself, right, Kenneth? It starts with working on yourself, understanding how to, like you shared this morning, which just was phenomenal, knowing how to take that energy and use it in a positive way to get the benefits out of your relationship. So I just wanted to share that in closing. Sorry.
Awesome. Okay, so just before we wrap up, I just want to say that each and every single story that is being shared here at Grace Online is super valuable.
Yes.
The honesty of the ladies that joined the meeting this morning. If I could speak to the ladies in the meeting this morning, I would say to them that your honesty and bravery in sharing your experiences helped other ladies there feel less alone and more understood. So to
Yes.
every one of those many people that were in the meeting this morning, thank you for being a part of this community. And then to our viewers, if anyone needs further support or resources, please don't hesitate to reach out. Please remember that you're not alone in this journey. There are hundreds of ears that would like to hear your story. So thank you, everyone. Let's keep on supporting each other. Let's keep on moving forward. Let's keep on becoming the better versions of ourselves in spite of
Yeah.
horrific situations that we may be facing on a regular,
Yeah.
ongoing basis. Tabitha, have a fantastic, beautiful, awesome, wonderful weekend with your family.
Thanks, guys. Have a great weekend. Looking forward to seeing you on Tuesday.
Cheers.